Hey, welcome to Cow Free Kicks. This video is all about a mess of a shoe from Nike. It is the Nike Air Max Nuaxis. Welcome to the video. If you've not seen one of my videos before, I always look into 5 different categories when I review a pair of sneakers. And then at the end of the video, I will give these Nike Air Max Nuaxis an overall rating out of 5 stars. If you do like what you see as you're going along, please do not forget to give the video a thumbs up like by clicking the button below on your device. And whilst you're down there, if you've not done so already, please do take time to subscribe to the channel. So let's start this review off as we always do by checking out this weirdly named shoe on feet. Let's start with the name. I'm going for it being pronounced as Nuaxis, N-U-A-X-I-S, but it could be something else. It could be Nuaxi, it could be Nuaxi, it could be whatever, but I think Nuaxis is probably the best way to pronounce the name for this Nike Air sneaker. I don't like the name and I don't like the way that the shoe looks. Now, it's been heavily dominated by an influence from the Nike Air Max 270s. I don't think the 270s are the worst looking shoe, but I think taking the top part of the sneaker and then putting it on this midsole unit doesn't make it look any better, because for me the Nike Air Max 270 is made by that air unit bubble that you get on the midsole of the sneaker. That's its main feature. I don't really think the upper for the sneaker is that great. What you've got with this shoe is you've got a TPU reinforced mesh upper that you get with these Nike Air Max Nuaxis. You also get this kind of like wave like detailing all the way through, which comes from the 270s, and it's also got a bobbled effect. There's TPU imprinted, very small bubble dots on the toe box area, and that runs throughout towards the middle of the shoe. Then you've got the Nike swoosh branding on the outside of the shoe with the TPU. That is large on the outside of the sneaker, and a bit of a pet peeve, something I don't like, is the small swoosh on the inside of the shoe. I just think it looks lost on Nike sneakers when they use their little swoosh. And then you go towards the rear of the sneaker, you've got some more grey TPU detailing with this linear stroke that goes from the middle of the foot to the heel unit, and then you've got some little perforated red TPU detailing as well, with a fabric heel pull at the back and a bit of Air branding and Nike branding on the rear of the midsole as well. And then you move to the inside of the shoe that we've just seen, and that's very similar to the other side except for the swoosh detailing. When you move towards the laces, you've got some kind of bubble writing here to make the branded for the Air Max. You've got that on the inside of the insole as well. The laces are flat style laces, and they've got some TPU reinforcement around the lace holes. As you move towards the midsole of the sneaker, you've got a fully windowed Nike Air Max midsole unit. Now, normally what you'd expect to see is some pillar effects within here. Normally the Nike Air Max unit has some pillars to hold it up and for more stability. This has just got a fully exposed open air bubble unit. Again, kind of influenced by the 270s, but I just don't think it looks that good on this shoe. You've got very hard foam detailing. You've got a bit of a linear cutaway here towards the toe, and then on the outsole of the sneaker, you've got waffle cutaways with the grey at the back and the black at the front. But overall, I just don't like the shoe. It's currently available in 4 different colorways that I've been able to find via the Nike website and external retailers. But overall, I just don't like the combination of this 270 upper with this really blocky and quite chunky hardened midsole unit for these. I just think the 270s look all right. I don't think they've made any improvements with this silhouette. Now I want to talk more about their comfort when I want to put this midsole to their test on my back doorstep. So the step test for this combination midsole of this hardened foam and this open exposed Air Max bubble towards the heel of the sneaker does come back quite positive. You can see that there was a nice amount of responsive give and bounce back from toe to heel, but it's a slightly different story when they're on your feet. I just found that you did get a nice amount of cushion from this exposed and large open Nike Air Max bubble in the heel. You can see it's quite large when you get towards the back of the shoe. The drop from toe to heel has got to be quite significant on this shoe. I haven't measured it yet, but it's got to be quite a significant drop. As you can see, they're quite high at the back and quite low at the front. Now, that for me, when I had these on, meant that I really did feel the midsole and the cushioning in the heel, but the rest of the foot, I didn't feel anything because my foot was at quite a strong angle towards the toes. So even though you do get a nicer bounce from the heel, I didn't really feel anything from the rest of the shoe when I was walking in them. Now obviously they are very heavily based on the Nike Air Max 270s, but I prefer the feel underfoot that you get with the 270s because I just think there's more responsive bounce back throughout the shoe when you're walking on them. I just don't think that this works quite so well. And then on top of your feet, you've got really nice cushioning towards the heel. The tongue is very soft and well padded. Inside the shoe feels nice and comfy as well. Fit wise, these are an absolute true fit for me. Length wise and also width wise, I've got slightly wider than average feet. I could feel a little bit of pull on the inside and outside of my foot. So if you have got wide feet, I would definitely go half a size up in this sneaker because I do think you'll need that extra room in the toe box. But overall, in the end, quite an averagely comfortable shoe. Now I want to move on to their weight, where I want to pop them on the scales. Coming in at 331 grams per shoe, that is a pretty nice weight. They do feel quite lightweight in hand and on feet. I mean, consider they've got quite hardened materials for this midsole unit, and the upper as well isn't really made from the breeziest of fabrics. They could have been heavier, so 331's not a bad weight, to be honest. I consider anything under 350 grams and below to be a lightweight shoe. Anything above 400 grams and you're talking about a heavy pair of sneakers. Anything below 300 is a freakishly lightweight pair of shoes. So coming in at 331 is a really nice weight. Now I want to move on to their breathability, where I'm going to pump this mesh upper full of smoke to see how breathable it is. This mesh upper that is incredibly dense, and when you look up close you can't see really any perforations in this mesh at all. And when you've got the fact that it's reinforced with these tiny little TPU bobbles that are all over the upper of the sneaker as well, it just adds more weight to it and closes it off even more. So unfortunately you're getting pretty much zero breathability from this pair of shoes. And now I want to move on to their price. Now Nike have marketed these Nike Air Nuaxis at £90. I don't think that's a bad retail price for this shoe, because considering they're based on a pair of sneakers, the 270s, that's more expensive. I guess this is probably more of a budget version of that shoe, but I don't really think you get any benefits from the 270s because the 270s are more breathable, similar weight and more comfortable, and I think they look better as well. So really, it's probably worth spending up and getting the 270s over this pair of Nuaxis, or Nuaxi, however you want to say it. And that's going to bring me on to my overall score for these shoes, and unfortunately I can't give them any more than 2 stars, and that's just because I just don't think I like the way that they look too much. I think it's a bit of a mess of a sneaker because it's not really something of anything. I don't think it's a very good training shoe. I don't think it's a good running shoe. I don't think it's a great lifestyle shoe. So overall, I just don't think it's a great shoe in general. So that's the reason I can only give them 2 stars. And really, it's only being bumped up because of the price, and they are averagely comfortable. In all the other departments, I don't think they scored very well at all, unfortunately. Now, if you've liked what we've seen today, please do not forget to give the video a thumbs up right before you leave. You can also follow me on Instagram, drop any comments below, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.